Whoa, that's not just a burr, is it? This is Dave from the Crafted channel. I'm at work, and at work I have this awesome, gigantic Unimat SL lathe. And what we have in the chuck right here is a piece of hex stock that had a 5mm thread sticking out of it, and it's got a fuel nipple soldered into the side of it, and it's makes an L-shaped fuel coupling on some kind of hot rod motorcycle part. And a customer sent me this along with the broken off stud. It was a hollow stud that screwed into the carburetor, and when I checked the minor diameter, which is the diameter inside the threads, the part of the shaft that's not cut when you thread a shaft, the minor diameter of a 5mm thread, and combined with the OD or the ID of the hole here, meant that this stud only had a 16 thousandths wall clearance. And so this has been over tightened and it would break off very, very easily, and that's what happened. He was hoping that some of the model airplane fittings and things that we have could be used to repair this. And all of my exhaust pressure nipples and 90-degree fuel line stuff that I have, nothing's any bigger than 4mm. But I found this. This comes from about a $6 parts kit. It's just one piece, and it comes from the Czech Republic. And this is a nice little flat pad with a 5mm thread, the right length, everything's happy. So I'm going to use my little lathe here to turn the remnants of this broken stud off of here, and then we're going to solder this piece on. Actually, I'm going to let my tech do it. I solder well too, but he solders pretty good, and that's his job here. And I don't have a tripod, so this is a really dark location. But I thought this was an interesting little project. Now, I got a deal on this lathe. I want to say it was like $100 at a swap meet. And these little things are kind of costly, as it turns out. Probably worth, I don't know, $500 to $800. I'm just trying to touch off on the face here. And this is how this carriage is fed, this little dial down here. Is it ever going to touch? Let's take a cut. Oh, it is touching. It's moving in the chuck. Let me tighten it up. So now we have it tight in the chuck. And we should be able to touch off for real. There it is. Beautiful. Now I'm going to come out. Just want to make sure the surface is good and flat. I think we got it. Here's my fancy switch. I'd like to have a little larger lathe here in the shop. Keep shopping for a Craftsman 618 to restore, and I just haven't found a deal on one yet. Actually, I did find a deal on one once. It was too far away and I missed it. So there we go. So we've got to clean that hole out. I think we'll do that on the drill press. You know, I can't do this one-handed. Whoa, that's not just a burr, is it? Oh, yes it is. It rolled that metal in there. I could see a much larger hole in there before. We knew that was going to happen. I hope I got it on video there. There we go. Now we've got our original hole back. I think when I machined it, I just rolled some of the brass down in the hole. And here's our pad we're going to solder on there. We'll give him back his same fitting with added threads. He'll be happy. What's going on here?
Okay.
So we tinned our block. We tinned our little pad that's got the threads.
And when you heat that, the weight of it.
We'll just sink it together?
Well, not when it starts to cool, it'll pull it down. You'll see a little bead pop out around the edges.
Now that nipple there is soldered into that block too.
Heat sinking that.
Okay, so
that's going to save our solder joint there.
So we hope to be able to shrink this together
without affecting that.
Without affecting that, but
we can only do that with a miniature torch.
So we need to bring in a little mini torch to do that.
Because it's too spotty to use this. I'm going to have to hit it here.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't touch it. I'm going to have to heat this. I don't want to heat that because guess why?
Mm-hmm.
Our fitting there.
Plus, we could hang another clip off of this and give it a little more heat sink area too.
Yeah, if I have a torch on.
All right, I'll bring in my mini torch tomorrow, so you can do that. My friend cheated you out of seeing the soldering. But there we can see our part. We tinned both pieces, and then we put a heat sink on this nipple here, which is soldered in. And he used a small micro torch to heat the body up and let the two pieces seize together. Just run it up on the drill bit to get any solder that may have come to the inside. And I couldn't get the bit in fully originally, so there was a little bit, and I can see it on the bit. Another completed project.